Hello, 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 my lovely friends. Thank you so much for joining me here on A Journey in Light. My name is Joy. Hello. Today we are doing a pick a card on basically little to no contact situation, trying to figure out what's going on with your person, anything that comes up that's going on in their life. I'm going to try to dive into. We have 3 decks as usual. I tried to pick some tarot decks that had some really good imagery because a lot of times, because you guys know I read classically and intuitively, so a lot of times I'll be drawn into certain parts of the pictures within the tarot decks to get more information. So I wanted to pick 3 decks that had some really good imagery to help with whatever messages needed to come out, not just the meanings of the cards. So I have 3 piles. So we have pile 1, which has a super cute little white jade elephant, and this is the Chrysalis Tarot. Pile 2 is a piece of clear quartz, and this is the Santa Muerte Tarot, so Book of the Dead. And this is Carnelian with the After Tarot. So it's like the traditional tarot, but it's the next step, like right after. So there's some really cool images in there too. So as always, please remember this is a general reading. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't feel right or sit right in your gut for you, feel free to let that part of the message go. Just respect that that part was for somebody else. It's a good time to really tap into your own intuition and know where you need to be. So again, we have piles 1, pile 2, pile 3. The timestamps will be in the description box below. So take a moment, take a deep breath, go with wherever you're drawn. If you're drawn to more than one, sometimes there could be bits and pieces of messages for you within 2 piles. So feel free to watch 2. It's completely okay. You don't have to stress yourself out. Sometimes also people determine by the timestamp something about the numbers will mean something to you and helps you decide. So, all right, guys. So again, go with whichever pile you're drawn to the most, and I will see you at your pile. Thanks, guys. Hello, my lovely friends. For pile 1, you guys picked the white jade elephant. Actually, I'm going to stick him right over here. Move this over a little bit so we have more room. All right, so we are going over what is going on with your person in a little to no contact situation. So if you don't really know what's going on, you're trying to figure some stuff out, that's what we're going to look into today. And all these cards just flew everywhere. All right. I picked some decks that had a lot of good imagery to help other messages come through the way my guides like to give them to me. So we'll see what is in there as well. So, all right, so for pile 1, no contact, what is going on with the person, please? Going on with their person. So we have the Queen of Swords. We have a 10 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Tower. We have the Knight of Scrolls, which is the Knight of Swords. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands, the Muse. We have the 3 of Wands. And we have the High Priestess. A lot of interesting energies. In bottom of the deck, we have a 2 of Cups here with some swans. For some reason, I feel like that's going to be important to somebody. So I'm going to point that out. I'm going to pull a couple oracle cards just to kind of go along with this reading. I might pull more as we go along. I'm going to pull a Moonology card. Pile 1's person, this one. Okay, we have time for healing. Yeah, definitely. And then we'll pull a Sacred Destiny card. Yep, we pulled 2, so I'm going to take 2. 2 she wanted to come out. So we have Voyage and Wonders. Oh, they're not all quite on there. Well, I'll hold them up to the, see if I can move these over a little bit for you guys. I have a new camera angle because I changed some stuff out in my room. So I'm still not used to where I need to place my cards so they can be seen properly, and my camera's much closer than it used to be. Okay, so what is going on with your person? There's definitely been a big breakdown somewhere with this person. I'm hearing they lost it all. So that all could be you. That all could be a foundation, a home, a job, stability. I'm hearing like they felt a big loss of stability, which has made them like reevaluate where they see themselves going or what they're waiting for in their life. And I'm hearing this person is going towards truths about life, love, everything they thought. I feel like things have been really shooken up, especially with this tower here. Obviously, it's going to be a big breakdown of something, a big change in their life. It typically feels very scary. I mean, this card is pretty scary looking, but the tower is a needed change, and if you're not going to make that change, then you know life kind of forces you to make these changes. So these are all needed changes, but this person is really just really looking within themselves, trying to figure stuff out, maybe tapping into their intuition for the first time in their life. I think this person may have never really put a lot of this might just be for some of you guys, this person may have not put a lot of value in, like, say, the spiritual side of things, but now they're kind of having like a either aha moment, awakening. I don't think it's an intense awakening, but like an edge of like, oh, maybe there's something more to life than I've really realized before. I've been blocked to. So I'm hearing like a breakdown of blockages. Some of them may be in a dark night of a soul, like going on this journey, really healing. I'm being drawn to the Wonders here. It's almost like, okay, it looks like a kind of like a piece of amethyst here. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't pulled out the book, but it almost looks like it's breaking and you can see the universe within. And then it came out with the Voyage card. And it's almost like this one little whale is being carried by this big whale. So I feel like this person is kind of on this inner journey, this voyage, facing fears, facing the unknown, realizing there's more to life. That's just this big message coming through for you guys in pile one. This person is really being forced to see things from a different angle, and it's like the universe is carrying them through this, like in a loving way, but it's almost like they don't have a choice. Like it's like, nope, you're going along. We're doing this. So, and again, the big healing for this person. Yeah. Okay. And they're just seeing things the way they never have. Like they're seeing beauty in things that they never noticed before. So on the bottom of the deck, we have this Two of Mirrors, this Two of Cups, which is a card of partnership. So I feel like this person is really reevaluating relationships in their life, possibly your guys' relationship, thinking about that fondly. I mean, we have two, and we have an Ace of Cups right under here. Oh, and an Ace of Swords. So wow, okay. And the World. All right, there's just, wow, card after card after card that I pick up. It's just so much beauty, and it's so much like revelations, really seeing the truth of things, like the truth spilling out within their emotions. This person is just in a big transformation, and something that they lost has sparked it all. Like losing this ground, this Ten of Pentacles energy, this foundation that they felt really shook them up. So I'm going to kind of, I've jumped around a lot. The messages are just pouring kind of in, so I'm going to try to get a little more by the book. So let's see. So we have the Weaver here, the Queen of Swords, and it's clarified by our Page of Cups. And in this deck, they call it the Weaver and the Healer. So again, it's that healing energy. It's this person really like piecing things together, seeing things more clearly, realizing what they've done, what they've caused in their life. Maybe, you know, maybe not fully ready to apologize for things or take full responsibility. Right now they're in the uncovering of the truth. That keeps rattling around in my head, like this uncovering of this truth. And but you know, the next cards, I was talking about them losing something. It might be you, because we have this Queen of Wands here, this Queen of Wand energy. Don't worry about the gender of this, depending on who's watching. But that fiery, passionate energy is maybe what they lost. Maybe this also is a very creative person, and they, you know, with their job or something, and that's something that they lost or they lost grip of too. But it's definitely like caused this breakdown and how they view their future, what they maybe expected in the past, what they were looking for, what they valued. In the traditional tarot, we have a guy kind of looking out for his ships to come in. So when I think of that kind of thing, I think of like, you know, treasure ships, things like that, things where you put your value in and you're waiting for your ship to come in, you know, so to speak. And so I'm hearing this like really made them view their what they've been valuing in a different light because of everything that this breakdown has caused. And in this, you know, we do have a third eye opening here. So they're really just tapping in and seeing things anew, and like their old way of thinking is dying. The next we have a Knight of Swords. They call it the Visionary here. So I'm going to go with kind of how these cards are going. Then we have a High Priestess, which is really about your intuition, really tapping in. So I'm hearing they're seeing, it's that seeing things from a different viewpoint that I was getting. It's just a whole new change. So this person is just kind of sitting there figuring things out, being forced to figure things out, really seeing the truth of matters. Maybe it's stuff you've told them all along and maybe they didn't believe you, but they're starting to really see. Like they can't hide behind ego and materialistic things. Like we don't have a lot of pentacles here, which pentacles there's material stuff. And with the one we do have, it came up in the reverse of this losing of this grounding they had. So I'm feeling like they are finally realizing that, you know, material things aren't really where value is held. So they may have been a person that really put a lot of value in their material, like, not that they're super materialistic, but value in either working or possibly dealing with some workaholics, things like that, focused on those tangible things instead of, you know, kind of seeing the world as the bigger picture that it is. I kind of feel like I might pull a couple more cards for you guys. I'm trying to look this over to see if any other messages come through in the intricacies of these cards. Yeah, and I do go back to like this reevaluation of love, and this my Ace of Cups here is typically my I love you card, and they're really seeing the truth. And maybe also this person is working on self-love because of this mirror here, like their reflection, like they're learning to love themselves. And that's a really good thing. Like if you love this person and they didn't love themselves before, there's no way they would have been able to fully accept your love because they didn't feel like they deserved it, regardless if they said that or not. But people that and a lot of us will relate with this because a lot of us have self-love deficit. It's a lot of the reason that we're here, to learn things like that. Until you truly love yourself, it's really hard to take love from somebody else or really truly believe it because you don't see yourself as worthy of that love. So I think this person is really like breaking down and realizing that they're worth this love. They're worth things that are good. And instead of your love annoying them, it's something that would bring them strength now because they can accept it. I'm going to pull some of these. They're not as deep as this reading has gone, so I kind of feel like maybe we can get some a little more surface level stuff, but I'm being pulled very deep into this. So I feel like some of you guys might have viewed your person as someone that can never go this deep. So you might be watching it like, yeah, okay. But I really feel like they're getting there. I don't know if they're there all the way. I don't know if they're gonna, you know, be meditating and saging their house tomorrow, but they're starting to see. They're starting to see. All right, so what else for pile one? Any other things going on with their person that you guys can let us in on? Any other detective work that we're doing? I love this reading. I love a no contact reading. I like playing investigator, see what we can come up with. Okay, ooh, heartbroken. Deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. So, you know, they're feeling a lot of heartbreak about, you know, what has gone down. Maybe there's where that regret comes in. I still feel like they're not at a point. If, for those of you in a situation where you feel like you deserve an apology, I don't know if they're quite there yet. But they're definitely feeling sad and realizing things. Okay, we have paradise. Happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. So I'm hearing like they daydream about things being different, like almost like, gosh, this song is right on the edge of my head, but I can't quite get it out. So I'm going to have to leave that. But something being lost in paradise or something when I'm lost. I don't know. I don't know where my head is going. And we have runner. So some of you guys could be in like in a twin flame runner chaser situation from before. So this person may be a runner for some of you guys. Again, remember, general reading, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Don't try to make things fit. But if this person was, they're having a breakdown. Possibly those people are having that dark night of the soul. They're starting to see things differently. They still have a choice. They still have free will, and if they'll come back or not. But this is kind of just, they're having definitely some realizations on truths that they were avoiding in the past. We have kisses. Unconditionally loving, giving, receiving affection, falling in love. So it's that learning what unconditional love is and accepting and giving and being able to receive that. That's some of the, feel like the lesson that they're starting to learn or they're going towards. Anything else? Okay, we got two more. We have the Phoenix, and that's definitely someone going through a new phase, a change, rising from the ashes, whatever this broke down, whatever that looks like for your situation with them. They're definitely rising above it. They're coming out of it. I still feel like they're still not quite ready to completely fly away, but they're getting there. And we have coffee cup, meeting, conversation, savoring the moment, feeling a lift, friendship. So I'm hearing they like want to reach out to you to like start over in a small gesture, like, you know, they might want to have a cup of coffee or something like that, like a very just subtle, easy, not so intense when they come back around. So it might be like very friendship-like, just to kind of tip their toe back in, but it's something that they think about. Or you guys may have, I feel like someone watching has met in a coffee shop actually. But, or there might be just something about that for you guys, a connection. So that might just be for you guys as this confirmation that this is your reading, or it's something you guys did a lot together. I'm seeing like books in a coffee shop. I don't know, like in close proximity, like a bookshop next to a coffee shop. I don't know why that's there. It's always for somebody. I just say whatever. Let's see if anything else comes through before I end your guys' thing. But overall, what's going on with them, this person is just really healing, realizing like some past patterns weren't serving them, but it is, I think, in the early stages of that. They may still be stuck in this like forced change mode, so they might just be a little, but it's, I'm just hearing, give them some patience, let them work through this. And I need to point out, you can't save them. You can't do this for them. They need to go through this on their own. So if you guys are in separation, just let them do their work. You work on your work. And what is meant for you will never pass you by. So always keep that in mind. All right, guys, so I think I'm going to end this here. As always, I appreciate you guys so much for being here with me. It's always such an honor. I adore each and every one of you guys, so I hope everyone's doing well, and thank you, guys. All right, I'll see you in another reading. you're sitting there, sorry. I'm trying to reorganize my stuff. I like to clean up as I go so I don't make such a mess in here. Hello, 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 my lovely friends for pile 2. You guys picked the clear quartz and the Santa Muerte Tarot, Book of the Dead. It's a very cool deck. I have a big obsession with Day of the Dead stuff, so I love this deck so much, and I haven't used it. Sometimes I tend to only use it around October and stuff, and I'm like, oh, it's so stunning. Let's just use it all the time. So, alright, so today's pick a card. We are going over, you know, a little to no contact situation, what is going on with your person. So I tried to pick some decks that have a lot of amazing imagery because a lot of the messages I'm given it comes from the actual pictures. I get zoned into certain parts of the pictures, and that's where the messages come from, not just the classic meanings. So I tried to pick some decks with some really stunning imagery just to help with that, because we're playing investigator right now. All right, you guys are probably like, just pull the cards. But some of you guys like to know my process a little bit, so I always like to share a little bit. All right, so we have the Star to start with. We have a 10 of Cups. All right, we had a couple pop out, so we'll take the Hierophant, Page of Swords. I'm going to stick those together for some reason. Page of Swords, Queen of Swords together. Maybe you could be dealing with a younger person and an older person in this connection. So we have the Hermit. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Chariot. We have the Two of Swords. The bottom of the deck is 9 of Wands. Alright, I'm going to pull some, trying to make sure everything stays in shot. I had to change my bookcase, so my clamp is way lower than it used to be for my cards, so I don't get as much viewing plane. But anyway, so okay, we're going to pull Moonology card. I'm going to stick these two together just for right now. We'll go over them when we get to that part of the reading. All right, so for pile 2, what is else going on with their person, please? We have full moon in Scorpio. So some of you guys could actually be dealing with a Scorpio, or, you know, it says time to release negativity. Might just be where they're at. We're gonna let me get into all the messages. I overall, like, these cards are, I'm feeling like really lovely feelings for the most part. Very internalized though, but good. Good stuff here. Okay, well, anything else for pile 2, please? Okay, I'm going to take all 3 of those. We had love, simplicity, and protection. So we'll go over those in a minute. All right, let me kind of take all this in for a minute. What is going on with your person? Definitely thinking a lot, definitely going within, finding inner strength. This person is very optimistic about their future and where they're going. They might be making decisions on possibly some higher learning here. But overall, I think they're in a really good, happy energy, figuring out what they want, still making some decisions on where exactly they're going, but they have this forward momentum. So is this 9 of Wands or 6 of Wands? I can't tell. Let me see something. Okay, it's 9. All right, just want to make sure. 9 of Wands there. All right. Oh wait, because I have, no, okay. Sorry. That's the only thing bad about the side angle on this, but that's the 9 of Wands. All right, now that I got distracted, they're still defending themselves. With this 9 of Wands here, kind of like bottom of the deck overall energy, is there's still a defense, or the stance of defending their their point of view. So if you guys are in a separation because of an argument or different choices, different path choices, and where you wanted to go, where they saw their life going, and you guys kind of hit head about that, I feel like they're still feeling very secure in what they chose to do, still feeling very grounded in their choice and very defensive, not necessarily in a bad way, but a very, very strong in their conviction is what I'm hearing. Like they feel very secure that they know what they want for their life, and right now there's nothing that's gonna wane them, so to speak. Just with the red in this card is the root chakra, which is about feeling safe and secure, and the Nine of Wands is very much about, you know, having that defense up, still ready to fight, ready to stand their ground kind of energy. I still definitely feel like there's a age gap here, possibly viewer being older than this person. But they're very optimistic. They have a lot of hope, but I feel like they keep a lot of things to themselves. They may not express all the internalization that they do. They may come across as this person that stays very light, kind of fun, but there's really a lot of depth to this person that they don't always let everyone see. They may have let you see it a little bit, but they're almost a little guarded, but to the point where they're so good at it that they don't let people see how guarded they can be or how much is really there underneath the surface. It's like I just got a vision of like water and an alligator just right below the water, like ready to, but you don't even know it's there, right? I don't know. I always share. So 10 of Cups here, which is our happy life, happy fulfillment. It's clarified by our Three of Wands, which is about longing, planning, figuring your stuff out, what you want to bring into your life, and kind of a card of waiting and figuring things out, but it's there. So they might not be sure exactly what a happy life in the future, like a family, like do they really want that? Maybe that's where this I keep feeling this rift between ideas of what they want for their life and what you want for your life coming up. That might just be for a group of you guys, not all of you guys. Again, remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't feel right in your gut and your intuition, let that part go and just respect that that part of the message was for someone else. It doesn't mean there's not messages for here. It just didn't, that might not have been your part. Okay, so that's what it's just like. I feel like this person just has a view of how they think they want their life to go, and they're very strong about that, and it might be different from yours. So Hierophant here, followed by the Chariot. So there could be some distance, like actual long distance relationships here. But what I'm mainly getting is that this person is very focused on moving forward with either education or some sort of traditional path. They feel very strong about like what they need to do next for themselves. They might come across a little selfish at this point. With this Queen of Swords and Page of Swords, I feel like there's a part of you guys that are equal. The reason I'm getting the age difference is just because the Queen tends to be higher, like the Page tends to be a little younger. Could be vice versa with you guys, but I feel like there may be, for some of you guys, a significant age gap. Or someone just not, there could be like a stature gap, like maybe you guys, I don't know why this is coming up too, maybe you guys met at work and one of you guys is a manager, you know, and then subordinate kind of situation. Someone's higher level on something here with these two cards that came out and wanted to come out together. Because deck is very shuffled, so they came out together. Let's see what else. And I feel like this person may have a level of like poetry to them. Like they would love to write sonnets to you, or maybe they did in the past. Maybe this person was so charming and so giving of everything to you that they basically wrote your life as a love poem, and that kind of got snipped away, got taken away because of this journey they need to go on, and they chose otherwise. Like I feel like it was very quick. Just with this Two of Swords being scissors here, I feel like whatever this separation that was caused, it was like Like it was like something and then nothing. Like it just went poof, like broke apart. Very harsh almost. Like a big contrast between the two. But there was definitely a lot of love for you. I definitely, when I'm going into, and even as I hold these cards, I just feel this admiration for you that this person felt. This wanting to write you a love poem. Maybe they did. Maybe they never gave it to you. Maybe they cut it up. Maybe they did give it to you. I don't know. That'll work for you. But they saw you in such a beautiful way. Something happened that cut it really quick, but I don't think it's you. It's something about what this person needed to do or feels like they need to do for themselves, for their life. Maybe you kind of came in and disrupted things a little bit, not in a bad way, but sometimes, you know, you meet people and you think you have this path that you're going on, and someone comes in and kind of throws you for a loop, and it's as exciting and beautiful as it is, you're like, wait, but I was doing this and this doesn't quite work out, so they just pick that thing. Again, there's like a level of feeling like this person picked themselves over you selfishly, kind of, without taking necessarily your feelings in consideration. There's like a quote, I think it's by Bob Marley. It's like, I'm gonna butcher it, but I think you guys have probably seen it. It's like something about only a coward would awaken a love in a woman and not choose to continue it, or something like that. I'm butchering it, but basically someone awakens the love within you and then leaves you high and dry, right? So it's like kind of like that cowardly, like they picked their own life over you because it didn't quite fit into this vision that they had, this whole plan that they had. So that's just kind of where they're at. I know you guys are probably trying to like look at like, are they missing you, things like that. There's still this love here. They kind of cover it up, but they kind of try to cut it out, but there's still this admiration for you here, but they still feel like they did what they needed to do. And always remember, tarot is also just a current snapshot of current energies. Things can change. Things can change in a day. You know, something can happen and someone can change. But I just feel like this person is feeling very strong in their conviction, in their choice of what they needed to do. We did have, like, this love is still here, though. It might have been like a little bit of a past love because some of these flowers are wilting. But there's still like this love strong here. I feel like they definitely are still very attracted to you. There's still a lot of passion for you here and a lot of love. They might compartmentalize that as passion for some reason. They do have we have protection again with the Nine of Wands here. It's like they're still protecting a part of themselves, a part of what they feel is right. And they're trying to do things simply. So there may be a sense of something about your guys' connection or your situation. Maybe it was a little harder than they wanted, a little more complicated than they were looking for. And so I'm hearing collateral damage. So I know that's kind of hard to not take that all personal, but it's not against you. It's what this person feels like. They feel like they're doing what they need to do for themselves at this time to move forward with their life. I want to use a couple more of these cards just to see if we get any more information on what's going on with this person, any more insight. These are the Love Oracle cards. They give all kinds of interesting mixture of messages, so I feel like it's kind of needed for this kind of thing. Okay, we have the Snake. Competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman. So I didn't really get any other people going on. So this person may be just a very competitive person. Maybe that's where they go after things that they want. It's also that strike. I keep feeling like this went from one way to another very quickly. And we have the Scorpio here too, which is like a quick strike. So I think things just changed really quickly for this person, or that's how they compartmentalize it, and you were left a little bit like, what the hell happened, right? So, and then we also have Golden Mirror, self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. So some of you guys could have been dealing with someone that's kind of gaslighting, things like that. But again, it's this person made this choice for themselves. I don't want to, we're all we're all a mess, right? We all have to realize that about each other. When we put people on pedestals, everyone is a mess and we're all dealing with our own crap. So a lot of the times what people do, their actions, their responses, everything really isn't about you. It's about them. I know that's all over the place, but it's something we do really need to truly accept. Most of the time things aren't really personal. It's they're filtering things through their own crap. I'm trying not to cuss. So there could be that level here, because I definitely felt like we had some just selfishness. They might not see it that way, but I think they're just being selfish with their heart. And they kind of, yeah, I really feel like they opened it within you and just took it back. So, all right, let's see. What else for pile 2? Clock. Need time, takes time, time to heal. So, you know, if you're looking for a reconciliation, I think this person needs to work through this energy first. They need the time. That's up to you if you want to wait, you know, for them. Again, that love was deep rooted. That was very sweet. It was very sweet. So don't second guess if that was real or not. If you're like, did they ever really like me? Yeah, they really did. They just like themselves more right now. So they're dealing through some things. It's going to be a cycle. They're working through their own stuff. I am not really getting if they're coming back or whatever, how that's going. And that's not really what we were looking to do this time, but they're just in a cycle that they need, and it's needed for them. So your choice. I always say, do your own thing, and if they're meant to be, they'll come find you, right? But just keep on trucking. Do what makes you happy. Don't sit around waiting, twiddling your thumbs for somebody, because if they want you, they'll come get you. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming, flirting, fun, want a date. So they might have always kept this care for you lighthearted, even though I feel like it got very in deep very quick, but they still like you. This person still has this like for you. So that's what I was just talking about. So this person definitely still likes you. Maybe keeps a little surface level, but they definitely still like you, but not today. Not dealing with hurt, avoiding conversation, boundaries, still angry. So this person might be someone also that can't necessarily have those hard conversations. Maybe you're just like, I just want to talk this out, and they're like, no. But it might just because they're afraid of what you're going to say, that you're still mad at them. This person might like just people to like them, and they don't want you to hate them. But, so they just kind of are avoiding the actual hard conversation, or what they think is a hard conversation, but you just want to talk it out. So coffin, endings, bringing new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. So this is a lot like the death card, which is actually a really good card in tarot, where it's like the endings of one thing to begin to a new. So something they would need to go through the cycle. They need their time in order for anything to be able to start new. So my guidance to you guys is just to let them do them and you do you. Anything else? We'll pull one more, and I may pull another guidance card just for you guys. Oh, we pulled two more. So we have the Grim Reaper, relationship is over, no second chances, Chris. So another card of like letting things go, and then heart with a key. So a lot of mixed messages. So we could just have a lot of people pick this pile. So there's a lot of scenarios. I try to keep it very concise or cohesive, but sometimes there's, a lot of different variables here. So for some of you guys, this could be very much ending, not resuscitating this connection. But for some of you guys, this person still, you might hold the key to their heart. I just feel like it's going to be a little while. So let's get some guidance cards for you guys. Any extra guidance? These are conversations with my soul. So anything else for pile 2 that they need to know about for themselves or about this connection, please? Use telepathy. Use telepathy to connect with or communicate with your beloved. Visualize him or her receiving your messages. Send love. Talk about things you cannot talk about in the physical. Use telepathy to get new insights and guidance. So that's kind of more if you're on that level of doing that, then some of you guys are guided to, if they won't talk to you, won't have this conversation, have it in your head and just accept that they're going to get it somehow, some way. I fully believe in telepathy. I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole. So if it's your thing, cool. If it's not, let that go. Anything else for pile 2? Stop thinking, start feeling. Thinking won't bring you further on the journey. Tune into your heart and feel. So again, I feel like if you guys, this is guidance, if you've been really stuck in your head about this, if this connection's been holding you back from doing what you want to do with your life, it's time just to shelf it for a moment. Do what you need to do, and if it's meant to be, it will cycle back around, because this person definitely is doing their own thing at this time. And then stop repeating the same story. If you're repeating the same story over and over, you cannot rise and expand. Step out of the story and move on. Create a new positive one that will bring you further. So when that card comes up, you know, if you're meeting the same, like if you keep running into the same situation, just different people, then you need there's a lesson that's not being learned there. So just keep that in mind. All right, so pile 2, hopefully this gave you some insight. I don't think it was a bad reading. I just think it's just more, this reading was for understanding where this person is and accepting that it really isn't you guys. This person's just doing their own thing, and they feel very, very secure and right, but they definitely still like you. And yes, those feelings were true. I feel like a lot of you guys came into this wondering if they really had truly feelings for you, and I mean, the warmth that wells up in me when I hold these two cards together, it was definitely there. Definitely there. All right, guys, so, you know, use what you think is right for your situation, what you got to do. But as always, thank you guys so very much for being here with me. Hopefully you guys took that reading okay, and I appreciate you guys so much, and have a lovely day, and I'll see you guys in a future reading. Thanks, guys. Okay. Hello, 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 my lovely friends. For pile 3, you picked this carnelian. I think that's how you even say it. Carnelian. I'm the worst. Butchering names. All right, so we are going over kind of a little to no contact situation, what's going on with your person, what's going on in their life. I try to pick some decks that have a lot of good imagery. This is the after tarot. So this is like the traditional tarot, but it's like the thing that happens right afterwards. So I'm really interested to see what messages come up, because I can kind of read it classically, but then the pictures are all going to be slightly different. So I'm kind of excited how this is going to work into this reading. I love this reading because it's like being a detective or investigator on what's going on with people, and I love that. So, all right. So pile 3, what is going on with their person? Any insights we can have into pile 3's person, please? What's going on with pile 3's person? We have the Hermit. Could be dealing with some Virgos here. We have the Tower. We have 5 of Pentacles. And this person's definitely gone within because of some crap that happened, and they feel left out in the cold. 8 of Swords. 7 of Cups. 8 of Cups, Page of Swords, the Hangman, we have the Hierophant. You know, a lot of the same cards kind of popped up through all our readings today. It's very interesting. Doesn't normally happen. Okay, I'm going to pull some oracle cards. Let me move these over and make sure everybody can still see everything. You know what? I get this feeling that this person made the wrong choice when it came to you guys. Or they feel like you made the wrong choice. I don't feel like they're sorry, but they're realizing that they made the wrong choice. I don't necessarily get regret, but there's a realization. We do have new moon in Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. It's a good card, especially for this reading. This reading's not bad, so I'll go over everything, but it's just interesting. Definitely interesting. So what else do we have, please? Pile 3 more insight. Wonders. That popped up in pile 1 as well. Okay. So whatever has caused a separation between you two, I definitely think one of you guys picked someone else or something else over in this connection. And I feel like that was the wrong choice. Sorry, my stomach's growling. They're feeling a little abandoned, a little left out in the cold. We got our Page of Swords here. Maybe they tried to apologize and their communication was cut off. Or maybe they blocked communication because of some issues. But I feel like whatever, like this communication that's coming through, it's not going through. I keep hearing it's not going through. So either you've blocked them, they can't reach you, or you try to reach them and they can't. There's a block in communication of some sort here. But you know, we end this reading, and don't worry, I'm going to go back through all this. I know I'm jumping around. But we end this reading with the 8 of Swords, which is about limiting beliefs, right? But this guy is coming in and cutting away what's holding her back. And she's not really held back. It's just held back by her mind. And then we have the Hangman, and someone's coming along and actually giving him some water. So I'm hearing like there's going to be like a change in thought process and a resuscitation of this connection. So I didn't really go over this with other readings, but I do feel like there's going to be a change. Okay. A change in this connection. Yeah, I didn't call this out for the other one. So I feel like there's going to be I'm hearing resuscitation of this connection. So if you guys are worried that you'll never hear from them again, I don't think that's the case. I think some things are going to be changing. Like luck is on your side, their side. There's like a wonderment of like, I'm hearing like what ifs, like what if I hadn't done that? What if I hadn't choose that? What if I chose the wrong cup and you walked away or they walked away? There's this feeling of picking the wrong thing, like whatever this is, and that's caused like strife within you guys. I'm just not sure. For some of you guys, it may be you walked away and choose someone else. For some of them, it's they walked away and choose somebody, but it's definitely a choosing of a thing. If it wasn't a person, it was a situation, a job, something that caused this separation. Was it not picking each other? But I feel like there's like some regret because there's like feeling left out, or again, the wrong choice. I keep getting the wrong choice, but it took that wrong choice to really break them down to realize that maybe they've been seeing this wrong the whole time. I have to go over to the Hierophant energy here for overall. So this person may tend to be slightly traditional. There might be something unorthodox about your connection, maybe third party situation. One of you guys could be married and that's not okay with the other person, and then that caused the choice. That could be just a one-off situation. Always remember this is a general reading, so if that part didn't fit yours, just respect that that message was for somebody else. I'm so thankful I have the best viewers, that you guys are very considerate of each other and those messages as they come through. And just you guys are using your own intuition to what feels right for you. If I say something and it like doesn't feel right in the pit of your stomach, just be like, that part wasn't for me. Cool. You know, let it go. Not a big deal. A lot of people tap into these, like you have 10,000 people's energies tapping into these readings eventually. It's a lot. So it's not going to fit for everyone. But I definitely feel like a big change is going to come, or is coming, or on the edge of coming, but there's new realizations here. It's kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't get that in the other ones. Not that they were bad, they just had their own things going on, but I didn't feel like something is coming up next was there. So I definitely feel like you guys are going to at least be able to communicate, maybe see things from each other's side, actually have this back and forth about like, well, I saw it this way, you saw it this way, maybe the truth is in the middle kind of thing. But I feel like luck is on your side. Like there's going to be a change. And we have an arrow here, and anytime I get arrows and things, like I always have to think about, like, in order for an arrow to move forward, it has to be pulled back first, right? Before it can propel forward, it's got to come back and then shoot forward. So this is like you're almost in that step back stage, like that's where the separation was needed to pull back in order to move forward into the wonderment of what this connection is. And we see this beautiful crystal here and the beautiful sky, and in the middle it's almost like the universe is exploding from within. So I just keep hearing like the possibilities are endless, and don't, okay, I'm hesitating saying this. I want to say don't give up hope on this connection, but I also don't want anyone else like sitting around waiting and wasting their life waiting on someone else. Always know if this person wants to be back in your life, they will find a way no matter what you do. So I suggest doing what's best for you for now and let them meet you wherever you go. That's my guidance, because I feel like so many people, you know, when we love somebody, we have a tendency to pause ourselves waiting and wondering and not wanting to move forward. But just know if it's meant to be and they want to find you, no matter where you go, they will find you. So for your own mental health, for your own heart, do what you need to do that feels right for you at this time, and don't hold yourself back because I said there's hope in this connection. Just know that that arrow will find you no matter where you go, but just go along your way and do what makes you happy. Okay. See if any other messages come back. I'm getting dog. I'm being drawn into the fact that in the Hermit there's a dog and a snake, but this dog is being pointed out. So you guys could have an animal, a pet together, or had a dog together. That's interesting. There's a pet connection between the two of you guys, or for some of you guys that needed to be said as a confirmation for somebody. We do have two snakes around here, so I do want to point out, because I have to look at the imagery because that's so important. Like the Hermit's holding the snake, and then the snake is wrapped around this guy who took all the jewels, but really like they should have picked this cup, like that's the shining glory cup, and they went for the riches, but it's like tied them up in knots in their midsection. So it's like they realized that they made the wrong choice. It's made them like, they're still in it thinking. So this is like, Hermit is about going within. So it's a very internalized thought process. And the Seven of Cups is all about choices and making the right choice and having all these options. So, but I feel like they definitely know, or they're going to know, that the choice they made is going to bite them in the butt. You know, I'm trying to not cuss. I love cussing, just in case people watch my channel and think that I don't, because I don't cuss on here. I love cussing. Anyway, sorry. I'm always holding myself back. So yeah, it's going to bite them. Like whatever this choice, like, so some of you guys could be in different phases of this reading. Like some of you guys might just be right here, like your person's here. Some of them might be in this tower moment where they're like, oh, did I make the right choice? What did I do with this love? Did I just let it go? Some of them may be in this blocked energy where you've been like, no, they're feeling left out, not communicating. And some of you guys may be moving into here. So I feel like there's definitely different sections that a lot of you guys are just in different points. So this is kind of just like a revelation as it goes, like the flow of how this connection is going for a lot of you guys. Let me pull some more, get some more insight, because this is feeling like a very like one lane kind of story here. So let's see if we can get any more insight into what's going on. Twin flames. So some of you guys could be twin flames. If you don't feel like that's right for you, please don't jump on that train. It's not an easy journey. I'm not going to talk about it too much. For those who are, there's your nod. All right. What else? We have kisses. So there's still unconditional love here. There's still like, I definitely just feel like it's going to be resuscitated. There's people coming back together in a loving manner, helping each other out over here. So it's not all is lost. Except for all these cards that just blew. I'll take that one. But, oh, we have date. Yeah, so maybe there'll be a chance for, you know, when this communication is reconnected, there'll be a chance for a date. Maybe that's how someone will want to go on a date. Maybe that's how the communication will come back in. Like, can I have another chance? That's the feeling I get. Self-indulgence. So there's a lot of shadow work, time to heal. So you guys might have triggered each other in this connection. So look at those wounds that this connection has brought up. And those are like little beautiful messages of where you need to heal within yourself. So, you know, if you don't know which way to go just yet, work on healing the things that are hurting within you. Sorry, my stomach is just mad at me. I haven't eaten yet today. We have snake again, which is about competition, clever, malicious, looking over the shoulder of the other woman. You know, I was feeling a little third party for some of you guys, so that could just be involved in this, but that snaky kind of slithery energy, very Seven of Swords. We didn't get the Seven of Swords. And then Heart with a key. So yeah, I feel like for a lot of you guys, I do get a message of a rekindling. So, all right, guys, I think I'm going to end it there. Hopefully this gave you some insight to what's going on with your person, some confirmations, things like that, things to think about. Always do what's best for you and best for your heart and your situation. And as always, I appreciate you guys so very much. I'm very honored that people even watch my channel, and all the beautiful comments and the kind words. You guys are amazing. All the donations, all the deck donations, the energy exchange donations, just you guys watching like a video or advertisement helps me out. It helps me keep my channel going, helps me feed my kids, all that stuff. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you and have a good one.